Hello, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here. Today we're going to be doing another Commander Mastery Series guide. We're going to go through, again, not only who this is and who you see in front of you is Mr. Leonidas. We're going to go through his skills. We're going to go through his talents. We're going to go through how is he usable. And we also have that skill lock thing coming up, fingers crossed, because it's not out yet, and I never count my chickens before they hatch. I never say things are 100% until you see it in the game. So, it's supposed to be coming. We'll talk about that and how that relates to Leonidas. And then we're also just going to tell what his uses are, where his benefits are, and where his massive, massive shortcomings are. And no, it has nothing to do with his plethora of chest hair. It has everything to do with some of his skills and how they work. So, first off, let's jump right in. What is Leonidas? Well, Leonidas is a later game, mid-later game, infantry commander. He's got some skill damage on his primary skill here. But he's a defense commander, so he's mainly made to be super tanky, especially when you max him with the expertise, which we will go over. So first skill here, King of Sparta, 1000 rage requirement, which is normal, that's standard. Troops led by this commander gain 30% increased health for 3 seconds. That's not bad, and it does say troops, doesn't say infantry. Just something to understand. Deals direct damage up to 3 targets in a fan-shaped area, so that's your normal Sun Tzu fan. Damage factor of only 600. Now, that does get augmented here if the current target is affected by silence or attack reduction effects. So you've got commanders like Guan, you've got commanders like Constantine, who have either attack reduction or silence effects that would trigger this next part, which it says it takes an extra 50% damage. Now, you don't have to cause that. You don't have to cause the silence or the attacks reduction. The target that you're hitting just needs to have that silence or attack reduction. So, what that means is you don't necessarily have to pair them with Guan or Constantine, although to me, those are two of the better pairings, alongside of a few newer ones that have just come out in the past month or two. But that will help him get to at least 900 direct damage factor. And again, that's an AoE, but still kind of subpar, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Again, his main thing is not damage, okay? It's not mainly here to cause massive damage and destruction. But if you're gonna put a skill on a commander, make it worthwhile. This, unfortunately, to me, is not worthwhile. It might as well just be a health bonus, which, in my opinion, again, as an active skill, is very, very subpar. Now let's go to the second skill. Second skill is where he's supposed to get his special stuff here, okay? So when troops led by this commander consist of only infantry units, okay? So this is a stackable, because it's passive, it's a stackable health bonus, or the defense bonus, I should say. They gain 30% increased defense and gain rage 15% faster. You do see this in the battle log, okay? I don't know if I've ever really seen it make a difference on the field. Even on 1 versus 1, I haven't really seen it make a difference to the point where it's like, oh wow, there's the 15%. I've just never seen it. Especially if you go up against a skill damage commander or a skill talent tree commander. They've got so many bonuses to rage and things like that this is kind of trying to keep up with that, but it just doesn't. Those skill talent build commanders still outperform rage generation wise Leonidas with his 15% speed of rage gain. That's just the way it is. So again, decent. But again, I think you'll see a theme here. All these skills just need to be buffed. Passive skill, Honorable Sacrifice. When troops led by this commander are reduced to 50%, so you're half dead, incoming attacks have a chance to activate a shield. That's nice. And this can be up to 800%. Now, there is no chance here. It doesn't tell you what the chance is. I'm going to tell you right now. It's 25%. I still don't see it playing out on a battle report as 25%, but it's supposed to be 25%. That's the word I've gotten. As the shield is activated, all infantry units led by this commander also gain up to 15% increased attack for 3 seconds. That's nice. Again, that's nice. Situational, but nice. Again, this is another skill for Leonidas. Honorable Sacrifice. Number 4, Son of the Lion. While on the map, each attack has a 25% chance to grant troops led by this commander 5% increased damage for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times. So up to 10%, and if it stacks up to 4 times, then you're looking at 40% damage. Now that's nice, okay? And that goes back to the first skill, right, where it's really subpar. So if we have it at 900, and then we have a 40% damage bonus, once we get it rolling, right, 25% chance to grant troops just normal just attacks, right, each attack. If you're in a rally or a garrison, well, I take the garrison back. If you're in a rally, this should work. This does say while on the map. Garrison is not on the map as far as is garrison on the map? I don't think it is. I think this is considered stronghold structure stuff. I don't think that's considered on the map. On the map is rally. In fact, I'm 100% now. Rally and open field only, which means each attack, to get this fully stacked up, it's gonna take you a little while, okay? Maybe 30 to 40 seconds. And usually open field battles don't last that long to where you're just kind of stationary. So I would say this is really for rallies, effectively anyway, for the maximum. And that's where you really can start seeing some of his extra damage come through. And that's why pairing Leonidas with, say, a Herald or a Guan all works really well. Even Alex, to a certain degree, does work kind of well here. But again, it takes a while. It takes a while to get this stacked up to the point where it's causing enough damage. And again, for his own purposes, the 900 direct damage factor, Sun Tzu has more damage than this. Herman has more damage than this, although Herman's is only single target. You get in my drift, though. We're comparing to epics here. We're not comparing to other legendary commanders. So again, I think Leonidas just needs a beef up all the way around. There's a reason I'm showing you the 5511 version of this versus the expertise version I have on my main 307 account. And that's because I regret. I regret 100% maxing out Leonidas. I just think that for what I use him for, I have other commanders that do it better. Herald being one of them, Guan being one of them, Alex being one of them. They all do things that Leonidas just tries to do, I guess is a good way to say it. So 5511 to me is definitely usable for him. Now, if you are a huge Canyon fan, if you're a big Lost Canyon fan and you want to be the absolute elite and you want to have infantry be your bread and butter, Leonidas being maxed is not bad because his expertise here really starts to shine in Canyon. When troops led by this commander are reduced by 10%, reduced to 10% of units remaining, so you have 1/10 of your troops left, which means that if you have a 310,000 march on the field, you have 31,000 troops left, which is nothing, and you're causing no damage. Troops deal 400% increased damage and take 50% less damage for 10 seconds. This is basically, you can't die for 10 seconds. Is kind of the way it is, but even then, with 31,000 troops, your days are numbered, my friend. Your days are numbered. And at the Battle of Thermopylae, just like in real life, Leonidas will go down once this triggers. So this effect can only trigger once per hour, similar to Constantine's 4th skill. So again, overall, just very underwhelming across the board. The nuke is subpar. The damage buff to the nuke is very subpar and requires a lot of things. The second skill, the speed of rage gain, just is not effective enough. I don't see it impacting enough of the rage generation to actually make sense. The stats are nice. The 30% defense is very nice. The 30% health bonus is very nice, but it's only for 3 seconds once you cast your skill. Which means this is basically up 2/5 of the time, so 40% of the time, maybe. I know it says 30% increase health for 3 seconds, but that's about, it's 30 to 40% is when you're going to have this actually up, based on how the skills actually work. The third skill, the shield is nice, but again, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Attack bonus of 15%, again, is nice, but it's 15%. It's not game changing. Now, this could be game changing if all the other stuff was actually up to par with a legendary commander. This should be an epic commander, guys. There it is. I said it. And then finally, the expertise. Once you're down to 30,000 units, you get a 400% damage buff and 50% less damage taken. So you can be doing something for about 10 seconds and then you die. So that's Leonidas in a nutshell from a skills perspective. And again, I did max him out on my 307 account just to kind of really get some nitty-gritty details. And I've got some rally reports I could show you, but at the end of the day, they're just not as good as Guan Herald. They're not as good as Guan Alex. They're not as good as, Charles Herald, Alex Herald. I mean, they're all better. They're all better than Leonidas Herald. Now, Guan Leo is a good rally pair if you've got everything set up. Because of the Force skill, this really helps out Guan. This 40% damage bonus really beefs up Guan. And again, you've got the shieldings that happen that help trigger Guan's expertise as well. So he's really good with Guan, guys. But is he better than Herald? Probably not. And if I had to pick between the two, I think Herald has more versatility, more value, all that good stuff. Let's look at some talent builds. Leonidas, I've only got one because he's just that good. Open up. Open sesame. So this is a standard talent build. I did go full Desperate Elegy because of his expertise, just to kind of give him a little more bells and whistles, a little more rage regeneration whenever he's that low. But again, I mean, he's a tank. So the movement speed bonuses are non-existent. Even though they're here, they would do absolutely nothing for you with this slow of a commander. There's no movement speed bonuses on the commander himself. There's a 1% defense bonus that would be nice. I might say take 1 point out of Desperate Elegy and put it back into the defense bonus here to get an extra 1%. But other than that, this is your standard infantry tank build, which is, you can also think about taking this skill up here. But again, I just don't like losing what little damage I've got on Leo to get a little extra tankiness. So, or vice versa. So I think this is the way to go. And this is for open field, for Canyon, and for rally. Now, again, if you're going to use him as a garrison, you want to use him as a secondary because he does not have the garrison talent build. You want to go Constantine Leo, you want to go Charles Leo, you can do that. But again, a lot of his stuff is, like this says, while on the map. That does not work in a garrison. So that's kind of a thing. So how do we use him? How do we set him up if you're going to want to use him? I think what you're staring at right now is the way to go. 5511, there is no skill lock necessary. If you want to skill lock, I would say you could even skip this. You can skip all of this, the second and the third skill, and go right for the fourth skill. 5115 is perfectly fine because, again, you're getting the nuke, you're getting the health bonus, and you're getting the extra damage, this is probably his best skill, if you think about it. The shield is nice, but it just doesn't trigger enough to really make me get a little tingly in the pants. And then same thing with 300 Spartans here. 15% rage bonus is just kind of a non-factor. And 30% defense is nice. This is very, very nice, but I don't know if it's worth the probably 150 to 200 legendary sculptures it will take to max that second skill out versus using it for a 40% damage bonus whenever you're using him in a rally situation or a very tanky open field situation. That's how I would do it. Again, I would not expertise Leonidas just the way he currently is on the 8th of February. It's just not worth it. I've tried every which way to try to make him worthwhile to the point where I can validate spending all those sculptures to max him out, and I just can't do it. I can't do that to myself, and I certainly can't do that to you guys. So Leo, in his current capacity, 5511 or 5115. Depending on what you want to use him as. If you want a little more tankiness, you can go the 5511 route. If you want to pump out more damage, go the 5115 route. Now again, gear-wise, he's got a lot of tankiness, as we said before. You can go full tank. You can do something like this, where we're talking about purple and normally used gear, right? We're not talking about full sets of infantry gear and all that good stuff. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. But you can do attack gear here and get a little bit more bang for your buck. Some defense gear here, some health gear here, and then some more defense gear here. Very nice. And then full health, 10.5% on the Gatekeeper Shield. One of the better values from an equipment standpoint on infantry. Very, very nice. 10.5% health. And again, I think that rounds up to 11, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. The way that the game actually works, I don't think they calculate half percents. I think that rounds up to 11. But I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me on that. So I think that's it, guys. Leo, again, if I had to sum him up, he's just underwhelming, especially for how good he was in real life. They disserviced him. Leo should have been way better. He should have been like Guan almost. Like holding the entire Persian army with him and 300 or 299 other Spartans deserves a little more than 600 AoE skill damage factor. So that's my take on it. But again, I think he's got some value. It's just there's other more valuable commanders out there. And with the new MGE changes, you can skip right over Leonidas and start grabbing a different commander instead and not have to necessarily use Leonidas as your pick. So I like that. I think that's it, guys. I wouldn't get him anywhere past here. You can use him as a primary, but again, I just as a secondary at best, and really subpar. Subpar is just the word that keeps coming to mind. So with that being said, I hope that this was enlightening for you guys, and I know you guys have been asking for Leonidas breakdown after maxing him for quite a while. I just wanted to try every little thing I possibly could, and again, he does good in certain situations, but I have to look at value, right? Are there other commanders that do just as good or better and do other things better too? Yes. The answer is yes. So I just can't warrant spending. If you unlock him with 10 or 20 sculptures, that leaves you 670 universal sculptures to max him with. I just can't validate 670 universal sculptures going into Leonidas. I just can't do it. He's not that valuable. So I would say shift those somewhere else. Shift those to another MGE commander. Spin the wheel for Harold, spin the wheel for Alex, get those commanders. Those are very, very useful commanders that you'll use throughout and will be very beneficial for you. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.